Hello again. In an astonishing revelation, Keir Starmer tells us that he has long been worried about the level of immigration to this country and is now determined to do something about it. If true, this would be heartening news indeed. After all, there are few more moving sights than an addict who has managed to kick the habit of heroin, alcohol, or cigarettes. The problem is that we all too often hear these claims from those who say that they intend to give up their favourite vice, but all too few of them carry through with those good intentions. It's often seen that these declarations are made to impress other people, rather than because the individual is really planning to stop using his favourite drug. And there can be little doubt that immigration is Keir Starmer's weakness. He has spent years talking about how welcoming this country should be to foreigners and refugees, fighting in the courts to allow illegal immigrants to claim benefits and all sorts of other things. Yet here he is now talking about creating a hostile environment for them so that Britain does not become an island of strangers, as he puts it. What can possibly have caused such a radical change in his perspective? What has brought this about is, of course, the successive reform both in the local elections and also the by-election at Runcorn earlier this month. It has perhaps been pointed out to the Prime Minister that many people in Britain view his government as a dead man walking and confidently expect that he and his cronies will be hoofed out at the next general election. What can be done to avert this catastrophe and prevent Starmer from being the most unpopular Premier of all time, even more disliked and mistrusted than Liz Truss? The answer is, of course, to play to the gallery and suck up to all those people whom he was denouncing as being stooges of the far right less than a year ago in the wake of the Southport tragedy. He has been advised that since ordinary people want a halt to immigration, he too must pretend that he wishes to see mass migration curbed. Few of us are deceived, of course. We know he's an addict, all right, and that it will take more than a white paper to prove to us that he had really been through rehab and come out the other side a changed man. Reading the white paper, to which I give a link in the description to this video, is not sufficient to persuade us. This is because, according to this document, if all the measures contained within it were strictly enforced, and the authorities utterly remorseless in their pursuit of the goals set out in it, then net immigration might possibly be reduced by 100,000. 100,000. Last year, net immigration to Britain was running in excess of 750,000. That means that with this new white paper, we are being offered a law based upon a document called Restoring Control over the Immigration System, which would result in 650,000 immigrants arriving in this country every year for the foreseeable future. Is that really what the average citizen wants? This, remember, is the most optimistic outcome if all the clauses in this blueprint were to be adopted and enforced. How many viewers are satisfied with such an assurance that immigration might settle at more than 500,000 more people each year? That means adding the population of Edinburgh to this country every year, forever. What do I detect a notable lack of enthusiasm for the Prime Minister's vision of reducing immigration and preventing this country from becoming an island of strangers? I'm dismayed to encounter such cynicism, combined with the fanaticism which we have come to expect of the far right. You mean that you want even fewer than 500,000 new immigrants each year? Well, I should think that our beloved leader will be disappointed at this churlish ingratitude. You just can't please some folk.